Hi everyone, it's John. It is Friday, July 23rd, 2021, and I'm here for a bit of a Friday Reads. I've said on my channel that I don't do this kind of video too often because I read books at such a slow pace, especially when I'm busy with work. But we're at a point where it's been a couple of months and I have some new books to show you without having to repeat too many of the old ones. So I have four things actually that I want to show you. And the first one is from a series of ongoing conversations that I'm having with a couple of other people from YouTube, namely Davud Gosli and OG Rose. You might have seen the first conversation on my channel, which didn't include OG Rose. The second one that did. We'll be having a third conversation on Sunday night, on the 25th, and hopefully that conversation will be posted on Monday morning sometime, about the third chapter in this book called Tropics, and it is Tropics, it's not Tropics, of Discourse, Essays in Cultural Criticism by Hayden White. It's a book that has 12 essays in it, and the essays are about sort of theoretical topics in history and the writing of history, historiography, and how basically history is not as objective or scientific or maybe fact-based, really loose inverted quotes there, as many people might often sort of naively think it is. A lot of that's sort of the basic shape of what the essays are all about. Each of the essays is some riff on that theme. If you're interested in talks that are about that, our talks between OG Rose, Davud, and myself are usually somewhere between half an hour and an hour. We take this book and we go essay by essay through it. Like I said, this week, Sunday's conversation is going to be on essay number 3, Historical Text as Literary Artifact. So, if that sort of thing interests you, you probably weren't too popular in school, but you are more than welcome to watch our videos and either follow along, or if you're interested enough, buy yourself a copy of the book, and we're more than welcome to consider other people in the group. But moving on. So I think I may have shown this a couple of months ago, a true testament to how slow I am. This is The Civilization of Europe in the Renaissance by John Hale. At least I've made some sizable progress on it. Let's see, where's my bookmark? There we go. A lot of that is notes at the end, so I'm about 2/3 of the way done. It is less of an artistic and cultural biography than has a lot of diplomatic history and sort of Europeans' views of themselves throughout the Renaissance in the first third of the book or so. Really interesting. Wasn't anticipating that, but it was a really insightful addition to just sort of the art, architecture, sculpture, music, the usual sort of cultural biographies that you get. Another book that I've shown, but not in a Goodreads video because I hadn't started reading it yet, is this book by Barbara Stolberg-Rillinger. Excuse me, I got some water on it or something. It's called The Holy Roman Empire, A Short History. This is from Princeton University Press, little P there. And this is a short little book. I'm only maybe 30 pages from finishing it out of maybe 140 pages or so. It's a really, really nice, concise, institutional history of the empire. It's mostly about the inner workings of the bureaucracy, the court systems, and also to some extent the diplomacy of the empire, but not a lot about um, politics or interactions with the larger European uh, political or historical scene. It's pretty internal to the empire itself. But uh, I like this book so much because usually when you pick up a book and it talks about the Holy Roman Empire, it only discusses it to the extent that it has to, because it is sort of an amorphous thing. Um, but this traces the empire from the very beginning of the 16th century until its dissolution in 1806. So it covers the entire last 3 centuries, and does so in a great um, short introduction. All right. Last but not least, I was. This is Peg's fault. Um, Not her fault. It's her blessing, of course. But my blessing, her suggestion, my blessing of several months ago, she told me about Book Outlet, and she mentioned in one of her videos that nearly every day there's a, a, a surfeit of new books on every single subject that come up on Book Outlet. Not on Hamilton Books like once a month, but every single day they post new books. So of course, here I am on the internet working all day, getting totally distracted by browsing the political science, social science, history, philosophy, um, art, literary criticism sections of Book Outlet at 8 o'clock every morning while I have my coffee before I actually get started on work. This is from, by the way, speaking of Book Outlet, I have probably 30 books to show you from that sometime. I will do that over the next upcoming weeks. One of the books that I've seen recently is this one. Um, it is Rebecca Solnit's River of Shadows. Um, Edward Muybridge and the Technological Wild West. Rebecca Solnit is a writer whose name I've heard thrown around a lot and have never read her. And she's a writer on a lot of different subjects. This book, I think, came out in 2003 or 2004, and it is, I'm only about 50 pages into it, but it's sort of a look at Muybridge's career and how he came to develop what he did. I mean, if you're not familiar with Muybridge, he was a very, very influential person in the history of photography. Very, very early photography, like in the 1860s, 1850s. And he was also responsible for Hence the Picture. I think everyone's familiar with that series of pictures of racing horses that were actually taken on a bet. Someone had made a bet once that there was never a point in time in which all four of the feet of a horse were off the ground. And Muybridge did some photography, managed to take so many pictures in a second that he actually proved that that was false. As you can tell there, all 4 feet are off the ground. And of course it happens for such a fraction of a small second. You can't see it with the mere human eye, but photographic evidence right there. And we have Muybridge to thank for those pictures and that proof. So So that's the last book. Like I said, only about 50 pages through about a 250-page book, but I'm enjoying it so far. As always, reviews to come as I finish them, and some might take longer than others. The ones that I have the most to say about usually get done first. On Sunday, 2 days from today, I'm planning on showing my NYRB books that I bought. They had a sale a few weeks ago, and my books just arrived yesterday. Took 2.5 weeks to get here, but they came. Bought 7 things, and I will show those on Sunday. And then, like I said last time, hopefully a review on Wednesday. And I will see everyone in a couple of days. Take care.